What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Wednesday, January 5th, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Hope you're all doing outstanding. I appreciate you for joining, as always, on this Wednesday, midweek. Hopefully, we're doing well. Hopefully, we got through that Moon Saturn. Definitely, it played out in my life just as I said it would yesterday. Like, a few people reached out and said the same, so hopefully you got through Moon Saturn well. It was very a Uranian Moon Saturn too, like unpredictable, like best sound effects I can use for it. Anyways, today's a new day, of course, and we're going to see that sun at 15 degrees. Makes a 6. It's very Venusian. It's about beauty, balance. I think really, I would say just moving in a responsible direction with the choices that were made already this week for the beautiful harmony that you wish to create and that you wish to build, and that can be very beneficial today if you're taking steps in that direction. And I think it brings up relationships too. And of course, we have a Venus retrograde talking about relationships, and it's in sextile over to Neptune. So even with the Venus retrograde here, we're definitely starting to see what very spiritual relationships are coming to fruition and coming to manifest, but we're also in kind of a place of maybe being a little dreamy or, being a little too, I don't know, no boundaries here with the Neptune in Pisces, and this Venus is in retrograde, having to really inwardly process our values and our relationships in the long term. So definitely a Venus retrograde where in this moment, like, gosh, there are so many beautiful things out there that we can connect to and move towards and start building for and working for. But gosh, we definitely want to have our discernment up and not go back. And we are in Venus retrograde. Try your best to go forwards and not take step backwards or be overly compassionate. If an ex reaches out and wants to get back together, like, oh yeah, this will be just fine. It's a sextile, so we're not talking like a super harsh aspect here, of course, but I would say we still have to go in and check with the inner discernment and value system around the matter and make sure that we're moving forward into beautiful energy and, not just being okay with everything. But I will say, too, Venus-Neptune is extremely beautiful energy. Today could feel like a vibe, I'll be honest. Today could feel very flowing, very beautiful. Just overall, I think today is going to feel like a much lighter day, a much, better mood, if you will, than maybe yesterday was. Of course, that moon's going to meet up with Jupiter too. So there's like an abundance of, spiritual aspects that can show up in life. And that moon's going to square the nodes at 0 degrees right when it comes in to Pisces as well. And of course, the moon in Pisces is extremely sensitive. And then Neptune sextile over to Venus. So it is a day of like definitely feeling a lot, maybe feeling a lot of compassion for other people, or, overly, I would say just we have to have some boundary, and especially with Jupiter here, just amplifying everything. Like there's got to be some boundaries in life, But I think overall it's going to feel like wow, I made some choices and I'm kind of seeing the spiritual payout of it already this week, and like what that can show and what the beautiful things are, and maybe some really cool wisdom kind of comes through, or some deep emotional philosophies figured out. It could bring up a lot with a moon Jupiter, but I think they can feel really good too. Both the benefics, Venus and Jupiter, are, aside from Jupiter square the nodes and the moon square the nodes, which is just a belief check. So we are going into this belief check, and then the moon's crossing over it like, okay, you ready to merge with the highest of high potentials, God's potential. What's God's story for you right now? And there's been things showing up asking you to be responsible and dedicate to that direction, and are you ready to do it? Without forgetting about yourself and just doing, maybe what other people want or what the world wants. I do think that still plays out, where we're in a time where it's like, okay, I gotta build something around what I really value here, and take a good look at my own spiritual needs and physical needs, and move forward into whatever that direction ultimately is. And yeah, that moon's not gonna it's not gonna make a whole bunch of aspects after that. Actually, kind of a little void off course as we finish the evening. So it might feel like the evening's really like calm and chill, and there can be a really, I would say, a pretty good energy coming into Wednesday night, especially with the sun at 16 degrees. There's like a lot of beautiful things in the big decisions that we've had to make in our lives, and today could feel like a spiritual payout of that in some ways. It probably won't feel too harsh. I don't. I would hope it wouldn't, or if it did feel harsh, it's definitely a moment of surrendering. Taking time to get back to yourself, whether that's through meditation, maybe yoga, whatever it is that gets you centered and connected. Would This would be a moment where you might have to get into that space. But I do like today's energy a lot. Mars is going to come to the later minutes of 16 degrees, and it is going to be within orb of that square over to Neptune. So we are starting to kind of build up this Mars square Neptune, which is going to be, gosh, talk about rose-colored glasses and being overly, worried about what other people believe or what other people are identifying with, and forgetting about yourself. So it's almost like it's like the ego's dissolving. So we want to keep our ego kind of strong and exploring, and there's more out there, and there is knowledge, and there's things that we want to adventure out for, and to not think that that's just a dream. I mentioned in the weekly, like, mirages, don't think that the beautiful life that you want is but a dream. It's almost like you just have to come back and center yourself maybe today at some point, and connect with God and source energy, so that you can kind of let go and get in a really good flow. But still, we want to identify. We don't want to let Neptune fog our vision of the things in life that we are trying to expand and how to create and move towards that beauty. Because Venus also sextile Neptune is, especially with Venus in Capricorn, you can really, there's a lot of unbound creative potential here, but you have to use it. You have to put it in. So, I would say just don't get too lost. Definitely Moon, Neptune, and Jupiter in Pisces. Like, oh my gosh, this is just, there can be a high level of a need to escape reality today. And you don't want to escape it just to escape it, especially with drugs or alcohol. Like, Neptune and Jupiter in Pisces is just not a time to go that route. It's not spiritually pure. I'm not saying don't have a good time, don't enjoy yourself, but don't go too far, because you might think that there's no boundaries in that. So just a astrological warning for you all, like, pay attention to what's showing up that's maybe making you want to escape, and get back to the centered, balanced reason of why, so that you can dedicate to a solution for moving forward, and not go backwards into self-undoing. Like, this is a day where I would say that there's a lot of beauty and a lot of things that want to come about, but you don't want to self-undo on a day like this, because you're pushing the limits way too far or going too far and wide. So, disclosure there. Hope you all have a fantastic Wednesday, though. I do appreciate you all very much, and all the kind comments you've been leaving lately. And gosh, I've been so busy, especially the last week and this week and the weeks before. It's just been like, wow, one thing after another. But I have some exciting news. I took a job down in Huntington Beach with David Palmer, and I'm going to join High Vibe full time, and I'm so excited for that. So I get to help with that community and build some amazing things, and the potential's so great there, and I'm just beyond excited to be a part of that. And David's amazing, and he's doing me such a solid, just giving me full creative potential with my own content. So I don't fully know yet what I'm going to do with my videos, whether I'm going to go exclusively to High Vibe or stay on YouTube, or possibly both. I haven't really worked that out yet, but he did leave that very open for me. So, one way or another, I'm going to be doing horoscopes, and yeah, highvibe.tv. Get on there if you're not on there. There's amazing content. David's on there every day doing just the top notch astrology. So got to give him a shout out for that. And there's a bunch of other talent on that app. It's amazing, and it's always being updated. There's always daily content, weekly content from multiple astrologers, tarot readers, angel card readers, channelers. It's a beautiful community. So I'm so excited to be a part of it. And if you're not, I hope that you consider being a part of it. Because I know that me getting down there with David, it's going to help so much in growing it to more. And gosh, that makes me so excited. So big changes for me. 6 of Wands. Woo! The victory card. OnlyFans. Getting all the likes, all the attention, all the yum, yum, yum. Where are we taking our life to find that beautiful attraction in the world that we're looking for, and to find the beauty? And let's make the beauty real, and not just get stuck in OnlyFans land. This is, I guess, a time to surrender and not escape, but if you feel like you need to, realize that it's about decisions and a surrender, and trusting that God's putting you in a flow to your ultimate victory here. And that's where all the likes and all the attention and all the thumbs up and all the views and the love is going to show up in your life. But I think today does show us a big spiritual victory that is very creative. And I like the energy today. I think that for some people it'll be just it's going to feel like a spiritual win and a flow. And for others, there's going to be a sense of finding that victory and flow. And you can only do that through God right now. And that's going to be a big lesson with Neptune and Jupiter in Pisces is, are you willing to let God steer you to your victory? Or are you going to over-identify with an old story or belief about what that victory needs to look like? So I love you all very much. Sending you all my absolute best. And I'll see you tomorrow. Much love. Peace.